Hey everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So today is just going to be a craft with me play video. I'm working on a journal. I'm going to take you along. So there really isn't anything added to my shop today because I am featuring some beautiful products from Lifescraft. So thank you Lifescraft for sending me these products, and I'm going to try to use most of them in the journal I'm working on. I thought it might give you some wonderful ideas and have a great coupon code for you from Lifescraft for 20% off. So make sure you go to the description box below the video for direct links to the products I'm using as well as the coupon code. And I hope you'll come along with me, craft, grab whatever you're working on, let's chat, let's come up with some new ideas, and let's have a great time together. So hello and welcome to what I'm working on. I have a journal here and we are going to be just playing in it for a little while. I finally decided to try the Amazon packaging bubble wrap as a cover. I've seen other people do it. It intimidated me and I just never tried it. So I did try it and I had to learn a couple things along the way. It was a lot of fun and I love the crinkly, but it behaved differently than the materials that I normally use. But I think it came out gorgeous. I have wallpaper cover with this beautiful fussy cut. So it's a bird theme, obviously. And then inside, and then there's a pocket here. And this pocket is actually to cover a huge wallpaper crease because I didn't know how it was going to, I just did one piece of wallpaper across the middle and I should have probably broken it up into two and then something down the middle, but it creased terribly here. And so this hides it, but it's a beautiful pocket. You can usually find a way to cleverly hide a mistake. And so that is the cover. And then I have my pages here and we're going to do some decorating on the pages. I don't know if we're actually going to get to, I don't think we're going to do any of the ephemera, but you know, we'll see. So here's my little stack of goodies from Lifescraft. I showed them to you recently. I'm going to put them in, this is my little ephemera bucket that I use when I'm working on a journal, but I'm just going to put these in here now because that's what we're going to be pulling from. First I want to get my signature together and then we will, while I'm getting the signature together, if I notice that something could use one of these beautiful goodies, then we will pull from that. So I've used one of my digitals. This is Bird World, and then Mega Background Pages in red and also in cream. Okay, so let's look at this page. We have a gorgeous, just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Distressed look here. And I'm thinking this would be beautiful to add some floral stamping to. Look at this stamp set they sent me. Isn't this amazing? It is so pretty. All right, and I'm wanting to add some more of this cranberry color. Cranberry Crisp is what I have, and then I'm going to grab a stamp block, which is very dirty, but does not matter. And just add a little bit of stamping. Normally I do this after I've put in the signature, but I like to change things up from time to time. All right, let's go for this one. Put it on my stamping block. I'm using Cranberry Crisp from Stampin' Up. This is one of their classic pads. I have no idea if you can even get this color anymore. I was gifted this. Love the color though. I used it in my last journal. And it is beautiful. There's some pretty detailed parts on these floral stamps, so I want to make sure that I really get enough ink on them. And then I'm thinking just here in the corner. Oh, doesn't that just make it amazingly beautiful? So pretty. And then I'll just, since I have the same stamp, why not put it over here? so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this stamp set. Put that back. Maybe we can find another place to try another one of these flowers. Let's see. Here's another cream background. It's very, very subtle. It may not even pick up on video how subtle that is. All right. Let's go with this one. Still using the cranberry ink because I'm really trying to put pops of this color throughout the journal. Right there. And then maybe just this little one. Oh, you see that one? I'll do a couple of them. Do one there, one there, one there. Oh, so pretty. I love adding floral stamps. Gorgeous stamp set. You can find the link to it in the description box below, but make sure you use that coupon code. It's just Lindsay, and you'll see it written out there in the description box, and you'll get 20% off your order, which is a great deal. Great deal. So I'm going to, well, probably not going to put it back in there. Stick it over here with my stamps. And what can we do next? Got some writing pages. I'll probably leave those as is. Okay, here's a wallpaper piece as a page. This could use something. I don't know what. So I'll look in here. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, look at this die set they sent me. Better move the ink before I get an armful of cranberry ink. I am so curious to try out. I'm going to just do that. Okay, look at that. Look at those birds. So it runs out through in one pass and you get a whole bunch of birds. And I'm thinking about then gluing them onto the page. So I have my, oh, I'm going to have to move just a couple things. You know when you have so many projects going and yes, you keep a die cutting machine next to you, but what happens? You can't get to it. So it's still right here. I just had to move something. I have the Gemini Go. So it's the mini version. I have the magnetic plate. I'm pretty sure it'll fit on here. Or mostly. If I miss a couple, then I would want to miss these teeny ones just because the bigger ones will be easier to work with. All right. I'm thinking this piece of wallpaper, it has one leaf on it, but it's mostly just this kind of cool pattern texture. I'm going to stick that on and run it through my machine, which is not plugged in. So let me plug it in. I had to unplug it for something and never plugged it back in. And then I'm going to run it through that. I'm to your left of the screen over here. I wish I could show you everything, but not a whole lot of room. And then I'm going to run this feather through with a scrap of the wallpaper I used from the cover as well. And I think for the feather, I'm just going to set it aside for maybe a page edge or something like that. Let me see if I need a shim for this. Oh, no, that came out beautiful. All right, look at all these birds. Just start popping them out. They want to stick to my fingers. And then I can do a little cluster of flying birds up the page. There's a whole bunch that are still stuck in the die. Just pop them out. I'm going to start running the feather through while I punch out the rest of those birds. So we have the feather, the wallpaper. I love die cutting wallpaper. If you've never tried it, you need to. And if you need wallpaper, I usually keep some stocked in the shop. It does sell pretty quickly, but I'll be doing another restock soon. Hopefully next week, but we'll see what happens. I do have a lot of videos to do next week. Just punch all these out. There's even teeny tiny ones. So cute. So you can really make a cool perspective here. All right, now I'm not going to use all of them. So I'm going to just put them in a little pile, and then I'm going to take my glue. I'm using Art Glitter Glue. I just put it in a Sugar Bell icing bottle, like a lot of you do. And then just a couple little drops. I'm going to start building my flying bird, not collage, but what word would you call that? Flock. There we go. Flock of flying birds. I am not going to overthink it because this is a place where I could waste a half an hour putting all the birds just right, when really I only need to take 2 or 3 minutes to put down a couple of birds. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. And I have a bunch of other little birds that I can put throughout the journal in other areas or save for another project. Oops. There we go. I've got a bunch of birds there, and I think I'll put a couple on the other side as well. Isn't that just perfect for this project? Oh, I'm so excited. And what's so cool is it just took one pass through the die cutting machine. Normally, if I want to do a whole bunch of die cuts, what happens is I have to run it over and over and over again because I'm not going to buy multiples of the same die. Maybe it would make sense if I used it a lot, but I still just can't bring myself to do it. So there's a whole bunch of birds, and then the rest of these little birds I'm going to set aside. I'm just scooping them into my hand. It's off screen, I know. And I need to find a little place to put them. Let's see. What is it here? So this was from a candle that I burned, and I've been keeping it on my desk to hold little things. The birds are going to go in there, and then I'm going to actually put this in my little ephemera thing for my journal. That way I know I can grab little birds. And I want to show you this because I'm so excited right now. My die organization, which I think I showed you already, but I actually get to put those birds away. So I had used flowers and not put it back. So birds should be here. Birds. And then I get to put the die in there. Oh, I'm so excited. It just makes me so happy. Alphabetical order so I can find everything. We've tried it out. It has its home. Now, this negative, isn't that beautiful? That can be used for something as well. So it's going to go into the bin here. So I'm sure that I'll use that on a page because it is incredible. Now let's look at that feather. All right. I do have a couple of feather die cuts, but I do not have one like this. And again, look at that gorgeous cutout. I'll put that in there. You never know when we might use it, especially in a bird-themed journal. Loosen it and peel it off. Oh, that is so delicate and pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? So that goes in the bin here to the right as well, so I don't lose it. And yes, I do put feather dies into my birds right there. I'll be able to find it again. All right. Got a gorgeous page here ready to be added. Okay. Now, this is a piece of cardstock. And I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Something good. Okay. A stencil. They sent me this stencil and it's like raining hearts, kind of. I really like it. I think it's so cute. If you know me, you know I love stencils, and I think adding some of this cranberry ink, just stenciling some hearts kind of in a random, I'm not going to do all of them, but just kind of in this corner, raining down. Look at how sweet that is. It's just a little touch. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do that on all of these corners. Just a little bit. And on the back. Like I said, I normally do this once they're sewn into the journal, but this can save me some time later. Very sweet. So this stencil is going to go into my stencil storage, which is this big expandable file folder I had gotten at Aldi. I can't really show you. I'm not at the right angle for that, but I'm going to tuck it in there, put it away, and I'll always be able to find it. Okay. We have more pages. I'm just looking to see. This is a cream color. Do I want to do something here? I just had an idea, honestly. The negative of these birds, what would happen if I inked that like it was a stencil? Wallpaper is fairly sturdy. It should hold up to some gentle inking, at least for a journal. All right, what happens? Look at that. Flying birds. Isn't that cool? That's going to be really neat. All right, what else do we need to try? So these are music notes, and I can always put music into everything. In fact, look, I have a page with music. This is from Junk Journal Treasures on Etsy. And I'm going to try a couple of these just to add. I'm really liking this one. Look at that, just a little bit extra. And what about something here? Let's try this one with the treble clef. Wow, that really adds a lot in that beautiful pop of cranberry. Exciting. Love these music stamps. Always use more music notes. All right, what else should we try? We have an embossing folder. And there's lots of things I like to do with embossing folders. And since we're getting to the end of our pages, I am going to start a little bit on some ephemera. So I'm going to use this embossing folder. It won't fit through my Gemini Go, so I was going to put it through my bigger die cutting machine, but I have a sweet kitty. I'm going to show you. Try not to make you dizzy. I have a sweet kitty sleeping on it because I was folding laundry and there's a towel here, but I have a big, this is a Toto. It's like it does heat foil and a whole bunch of things, but the sweet, hey, this is Cameron. Hey, Cameron. She's the loving one. I can't move her. So we're going to find something else to do with that ephemera folder. Pardon all the mess. Life happens here at this house. So we're going to try something different. Just putting the pin back in my glue. All right. Now, I saw this trick on Jennifer McGuire's YouTube channel, and I've been wanting to try it. So I'm gonna Actually, she used a die cutting machine, and I'm not using that, so we'll see how it works. Okay, I'm going to pull out some cardstock. Let's grab a, just blue or purple? There's a blue. Thank you, Lonnie, for these cardstock cutoffs. I use them all the time. So I'm going to take, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to take a brayer, pick up a whole bunch of this cranberry ink. This is just a brayer, Paper Studio brand, I think it is, from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to brayer it on. But instead of running it through the machine, because, you know, sleeping cat and all that, I know a lot of you have pets and you hate to move them, so you just do something else. So I'm going to put quite a bit of ink since I'm not running it through the machine. All right, then I'm going to put down my cardstock. I'm going to do this too. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm also going to put ink on this side because I'm not sure. I love to play and I don't know how this is going to come out, and I don't know what side I'm going to like better. So let's do both sides. Save ourselves some time and increase our chances of liking this. All right. I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to take the brayer and just press pretty hard. I'm going to have to clean this whole thing. It's not going to give the stamp or the impression as if it had gone through a machine, but we're going to see if it does something. And it might help you too if you do not have a die cutting machine. Oh, wow. Look. Okay, so it didn't impress super hard, but look at this side. It gives a really grungy, like, stamp, almost stencil look. And then this really light side, and I actually love both sides. Cleaning up isn't too difficult. You just get a baby wipe, which I have here. Pardon me while I grab one. It's better to wipe it up with a baby wipe right away. If you want it semi-clean, I don't worry about perfectly clean. Actually, I should have sprayed that with water and done a second take, but I wonder if there's still any ink on there. Let's give it a try. Why not? Actually, let's just add a tiny bit more ink, spray it with water, and do it again. Why not? This time, instead of using the brayer, I'm just going to use my hands, the palm of my hand, and press down. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. What a beautiful background. I still see a little ink. Probably not much left. But we're going to get as many prints of this as we can. Kitty, you're making me be super creative today. A little bit less. That might not dry to be too much. So we'll just clean that, clean up my surface, clean the front because we brayered on it. But while we're doing this, I'm going to have a place for my embossing folders. I'll just stick that. Can't really show you because it's going to be too hard to move over here. All right. We have one more embossing folder from this gorgeous collection. Isn't it beautiful? So pretty. But I'm going to use my jelly plate. I have a little jelly plate right here. We're going to stay very simple and brayer on the cranberry ink. Got a string in there. Then we're going to press down the folder to make an impression. Put on our cardstock and see if anything happened. And it did. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I can't wait to use that in the journal. So all of these are just going to be, now this one really didn't do much. So let's do an impression on that. We're going to use the other side of the embossing folder this time. Put down that cranberry ink. Press down the other side of the embossing folder, lift up, and then press down that cardstock where we didn't really get a dark enough print to do anything with. And you can see slight differences, right, between the two using the two different sides. So I can use these as journal card bases or pockets for the journal. They're gorgeous. All right, and then I'm going to grab my baby wipe, wipe up my plate and put it away. Wipe up the embossing folder and put it away. We have a couple extra things, but I do 2 videos for every time they send me things. So you're going to have to come back next week or the week after. In the next 2 weeks, I'll be doing another video, and then I'm going to be using all of these. I have butterflies that are like the birds. I have dragonflies. I have roses, and I have a sequin mix. So all of these are going to be used in another video. So come back for that. Make sure you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed crafting with me and trying out new things. Maybe you found a way to use some of your embossing folders or items in a new way. I like experimenting, and thanks to my cat, I got to try something new. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back with more inspiration soon.